Okay, so I just realized that I did not explain that there will be rulings to reference off of within the Discord, and also I want to try and make a PDF file that people can download in order to just have it on the go and ready for watch. I was gonna make a few ruling videos, and I still have to kind of do that, but because of all the stuff that happened today. Um, it just didn't work out well. But yeah, I definitely still need to work on ruling videos and all that stuff in order to have people better understand the game. Since I'm not sure where I could put rules here. Can I put rules anywhere in here? Hotkeys, dice, untap all, draw in the play area. No, not that I can see. So yeah, that's something to talk about. This might be at the front of the video just so that people will get this, just in case they don't make it through the entire 30 minutes, because this is a very long video. Um, I got carried away. I was having a little bit of fun with this, so yeah, enjoy the video, please. All right, so now that I finally finished editing all the cards that I needed for the Wave 1 set of Tamen TCG, I'm going to get into showing how to start the game up in order to play with other people. And then after that, I will talk about a bit of the rulings in order to get a basic understanding of how to play the game. So first, we are going to start the game by going over up here, and then you're going to hit New Game for custom CCG. Uh, for representation purposes, that's not what I wanted to say. For demonstration purposes, I'm just going to go solo and then no mirror. And then going to start it, enter game, and then you have 5 decks to choose from. I'm going to go with Ventus. Now when the game starts, it's already going to set up your main deck, your second deck, and then your event deck. So this is your creature pile, your gear pile, and then your event pile. And what you're going to do is you're going to draw all the cards in your deck, or if you know what cards you're looking for, you just search them up. But you can just draw all the cards in your deck. Pick the cards you want to put on the field face down, and the way you're going to determine that is by the number on the top right of the card. You cannot exceed the number 5, so you can choose any number of creatures from 1 to 5 so long as it's 5 points or less. And I'm going to go with the 2 here. So I'm going to send it to play face down. And then I'm also going to send it to play face down. I'm hoping that that lag or whatever that is doesn't allow the other player to see what you're playing. That would be kind of a moot to the point. Moot. I don't know. And then I'm going to place them in this particular spot here, because the way the game works is that you're going to have one creature on top, 2 creatures on the side here, and then 2 creatures on the side here, and that's basically your stance spaces. And it's important where you put your creatures, because where you put them when you summon them determines what abilities they can use. So I'm going to place those 2 guys there, and then I'm going to put the rest of these cards back in the deck. Send all to the main deck top. Then I'm going to shuffle. I'm going to shuffle this deck as well. Then I'm going to shuffle this deck as well. Shuffle this deck as well. Shuffle this as well. There we go. And because I play 2 cards, I'm going to draw 3 cards as my remaining hand of 5 cards. So 1, 2, 3. Not bad. A little too strong, but not bad. Uh, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play at least 1 card face down on the side here. That's going to be your roster or your loadout in order to summon more creatures during the set phase. And I'll put 2. Don't know why. I just want to. There's 2 different creatures down. 2 different creatures down. There we go. It doesn't matter. Okay, and now Yeah, with that, and now with that, then your opponent will do the same thing. You two would basically do this at the same time, and then once that's done, you pick whoever goes first, and after you do that, then you both will reveal your cards. So, you know, face up, face up. I gotta learn the hotkeys, so this will be a little bit easier. And then you would start the game, and start the draw phase. So in the draw phase, you and your opponent share phases, so you both would do this not at the same time. First player still goes first, second player goes second, but the first player will start the phase while the second player ends the phase. So what you could do is you could draw a card. So draw one, and then your opponent would draw one card, and then that's the draw phase. Um, Not much really happens here. This is just, this is just to get an extra creature to play. And then after that phase is the set phase, which is where you can draw one gear card as well. And then after, is that looks odd. It's weird. It's darker. It's got a darker outline, but it's fine up there. Okay, but anyway, that's sidetracking. So once you do that, what you are able to do after you draw the gear is to activate an event from this deck, and what you have to do is you have to play the top of the card. If I can figure out how to draw to play. That's actually a really good one. Okay, so you're gonna draw to play, then hit hit whatever this is called, this circular thing here, and it'll put it in the position it's supposed to be in. And then you'll just pay attention to whatever the ability is. You can see it in the again, I can't point to it because it'll go away, but on the right side of the screen and just below the card, you will see the ability of what the card is. That way you don't have to crack your neck trying to read the card. Because that was a frustration I had. Was like, how was I supposed to fix that? But that's how you fix it. And basically what this card does is that opponent's monsters affected by Ventus damage, so that's wind element damage made by Ventus creatures, they cannot use their abilities until the next draw phase, and Ventus abilities cannot be negated. So any abilities from your wind creatures cannot be negated. I should probably put ally because that makes a difference. Ally, rival, it basically signifies that you or your opponent, and then if there's nothing there, that would basically, because ally and rival means you or your opponent, if there's nothing there, that would probably, you know, mean that any of them can use it. And I'm not sure if I want that to be a thing because I think it's a little too much for right now. I want to figure out how that works. Um, and then the disruption. Disruption is what happens when the card is interrupted. So if for some reason you cannot perform the ability during the point to where it needs to be activated, that disruption occurs, and the disruption for this would be a strike loss of 20 for Ally Ventus until the draw phase, meaning that your creatures would be significantly weaker or relatively weaker compared to your opponent's creatures after like power-ups and power-ups from like their event cards and other creature abilities and item cards and whatnot. Excuse me. Uh, I've been trying to do this like several times now. I'm just gonna roll through it. Um, so there's nothing I really need to do here. This is more of just telling me that there's boosts and things like that. And you can always refer back to it if you can't remember what to do. Just look at it and it'll remind you. And then after I draw my item, I play my event. If there's an ability that can be played, you can play it. But because I have them in the B stance, their ability is what do you call it? Inherent. So it just basically it activates automatically and then it just goes off when it goes off. What you can also do is you can flip this card face up. J. There we go. You can flip the cards in your roster face up. You can do just one card. You can do two cards. You can do as many cards as you want to. Like if you don't want your opponent to see what card you have at that point in time, then you don't have to flip it face up. But if you want to summon it, it does need to be flipped face up. And then once you do that, you're able to summon whatever cards you want, still adhering to the rules of cost and size. So these cards, both of these cards, are actually size 3, which again, for for the mechanic of summoning, they are very big cards. So you would have to take one of these out before you do that. And because you only have 2 cards in the roster and not 5, you have the ability to withdraw one of these creatures. Yeah, I'm not sure how this thing is. It's a mess. It's a bit of a mess sometimes. But put that into the roster and then summon this wherever. What's your abilities? Uh, Target rival, 15 strike damage to your target. Retreat, roster rivals in range. Okay, so this card you would want to put either in the front or in the very back in order to use its best abilities, and then its inherent ability, which is the one that activates like whenever, is ally event this card gain 5. So that means that this card would gain 5 guard. It's at 15 now, so it would be at 20. And what you can do to keep track of your points is, it was here before, is add notes, and then you could put in like all the stats or whatever. So I'm gonna put in the stats. Strike 20. Then shift enter if you're on a PC or laptop. I think if you're on a tablet or a mobile device, you can hit enter, and then there's like some kind of other button to put the information in. But I'm gonna try and do it on a tablet or mobile device later. I'm just doing this on a laptop now. So strike 20, and then guard is also 20 now because of the ability of Zephyr Excel here. And so what you do, and so when you put the notes in, which I'm pretty sure most people know this by now, but when you put the notes in, it pretty much is like your counter, your gauge, your damage counters or whatever you want to call it. This lets you know where the card is at this point in time. I'm not sure if that's how the cards are supposed to be used, but this is how I'm gonna have them be used because I'm not sure how you would put tokens or anything in like that in here, and you really don't need them because it's just basically damaging and stuff like that. That's all it is. It's nothing really that special to require extra stuff. Let me see if I can fix this just because it's kind of annoying me. There we go. Okay. So with that, now you can put an item to any of the creatures if you have one. This is an equip gear, so you could just equip it to, just for the sake of purposes, let's equip it to this creature, Corvid Talonharpy. So this card's ability is a Guardian of 15 and -5 rival damage. So you get an extra 15 defense, and and the creature that attacks the card that has this card um, does 5 less damage, which is good. It's actually pretty strong now that I look at it, which might be a good thing. Um, and then it also has an ability where you can discard the card, negate one targeting rival, and then targeting rival range loss is 2, so it loses 2. Yeah, it loses 2 target spaces that it can reach, which is very important. And then it's until the end phase. Now the way I wrote this, I might have to put it to where it's no, you know what? I think that works. Yeah, okay, yeah, that works. Never mind. I was thinking of a way to rewrite discard, but I think discard is pretty much that it should go first. But again, you want to go into the notes, and now guard gain 20 is now guard gain 20. Guard 20 is now guard 35. Seeing this actually go in action is actually pretty cool, because that means that I know how strong and how weak the cards can be now. And that's actually pretty good. Like, if I gotta have to really fight against somebody to see how well that actually works, but I think that's pretty well balanced and good in terms of like, stat changes and whatnot. And then with this card here, oh, I forgot about that ability. Okay, so during the set phase, draw 2 vintage triggers, and then shuffle non-vintage triggers drawn by this ability into the gear deck. So because this is a purely Ventus deck, the second part of the ability doesn't matter, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw two cards. Oh, look at that. If I would have paid attention, so here's a misplay. But I'll pretty much call this a misplay. If I would have paid attention to this first, I could have put this on it instead. And what this would have done is if I would have gave it to Corvette Talonharvey here, I could have tapped the card here while it had this gear. And if there's a when an opponent has a monster on the field and it can reach that monster, it has a range of 2, so it could reach the monster either in front of it, or to the left of it, or to the right of it. Yeah, to the left of it or to the right of it, just any of there, but only one at a time, not like all three, because then that's three, not two. And I'll try to explain that better in a later video, but basically, if there was a target that it could reach, it could tap that rival. Is that how that's how it goes, right? Yeah, size 0 to 2. So this is a size 2, so it would be able to tap any rival within range of its reach, which would have been a cool thing to do, like in terms of stunning, stalling, and things of that nature. Uh, but mm, yeah, that's it for my turn, or for the phase of for set phase, and then during the strike phase, that's when you attack. So you would attack whatever you could reach and all that stuff, and then or do abilities if you have any, and then after that, what you would want to do is that says the draw, set, strike, and then the end phase. And the end phase is pretty much just pick up whatever you didn't do that doesn't involve attacking. So if you have any abilities left over, you could do that. If the abilities cause damage, you can still do that, but you can't just straight up strike somebody. Um, but if you want to summon another creature and you have the ability to do so, you can do that. However, you cannot summon and withdraw the same creature during the same turn. So I summon this within this turn. The turn doesn't end until the end phase is over and you go to the next draw phase. But what I could do is I could well, because this would be tapped, I wouldn't be able to interact with this card until the next set phase, or until the next turn. So actually, I wouldn't be able to do anything. This would be the end phase. This would be it for me, and then my opponent would go. If they couldn't do anything, then we go to the next thing, and then you would either, uh, then you go back to the draw phase, and you could either draw. But here's the thing I want to talk about. So you could either draw a card from your main deck again, or you could skip that phase of the turn, allow your opponent to go, and they can either draw or skip that phase as well. And then anybody who skips the draw phase of drawing a creature can draw 2 gear automatically. And it doesn't matter what the... there's a lot of these. I guess that's okay because it's mostly birds. It's fine. Yeah, it's mostly bird. Yeah, it's mostly birds. It's only just one gazelle thing, so it's fine. That's fine. But yeah, you could draw 2 gear, but you can only do that if you have at least one card in your main deck to skip that, and then you'd have to have 2 gear in your deck, obviously, in order to make that happen, or you can't draw 2 gear. And then you'd conduct the set phase, which is during the set phase. That's when you can untap a creature, and then if you want to, you can withdraw it. So, but before you withdraw it, you'd have to state you're going to do that, or I guess since you would be text, since you only have the text or the chat to do that, what you could do is just put this creature in the roster, and you would have to discard this card. Where's the discard file? You would have to discard this card because creatures cannot take gear back with them into the roster, and because it's in the roster, which is something I'm so glad I can show off now. Because this creature's in the roster, everything that happened to it is reset, so it's back to its base stats, its base form, and then you could also redraw another. I'm going to withdraw this creature as well, and then just summon out this creature. Emerald Snatch Harpy. I should stop saying creature and say the actual names. These are my cards. I know what they are. Emerald Snatch Harpy. Put it to the A stance because if you could tap the card, you could target a rival, disgear it, and do 15 strike damage. So you would take the rival's gear, send it to the discard pile, and then because you did that, you would put 15 damage onto that creature, and then your opponent would, using the notes, reduce the attack of that, or reduce the guard of that creature. And because this doesn't really do much for this creature because it's a size 3, I wouldn't really use it. Something I forgot to do. Did I forget that? No, that was an ability. So because it was an ability, it wouldn't count as like a true attack during the attack phase. So you could tap it, or you could wait till the strike phase if you wanted to. And then what I should have done is I should have set this first. It doesn't really. Oh, I should have played it face down. Where is it? Send to play. Not what I meant to do. Okay, where's face down? Face down. So you want to play it face down, and you cannot turn it face up until the next set phase. So not this one, but the next one after. And something I should have did, which again another misplay because I'm trying to figure out how to explain this as well. It's been like 20 minutes. Wow. Um, what you're going to do is the Gale Barrier is a trigger card. So the thing about trigger cards is that you have to set them face down on the field in an empty space before you summon a creature over it. So what I would do is if I hadn't summoned this first, what I could do is I could put this into the face down position into the whoa, okay, whoa, what are you doing? Okay, I put it into the face down position, unpivot, put this creature over it, and then its ability is can I reveal it to myself? Reveal to just me. So I think that should just reveal it to me. Hopefully, I gotta test with some people to see how it works, but that's what this video is for. Um, negate rival ability and rival damage towards the Tamen that activates its trigger. Okay, being this card. Rival size 0 to 2. If the rival is size 0 to 2, then you would put that rival back into the opponent's roster. If the opponent has too many creatures in the roster, that rival goes straight to the discard pile. And then if the rival is size 3 to 5, you do a recoil of 10, meaning that the creature takes 10 damage on top of you not getting damaged at all, and then you would tap that rival until the next end phase, which I guess. Well, I was going to say that it's kind of redundant because if a creature attacks, then it does tap. But if a creature uses an ability as well, then that would also cause it to tap if it hits this card. And some abilities aren't required to tap. Some abilities are inherent. So if that happens, then there's that. Uh, is there anything special I need to explain? This video is about 22 minutes long, so hopefully it's more. It's hopefully it's this is a more enjoyable video because it's the actual game being not well. It's not the actual game being demonstrated. This is more of just a demonstration of how I'm treating the game to play. I need actual people to play the game in order to have an actual demonstration of the game, but I think that's pretty much it. There is Oh, excuse me. There is a thing called chaining, which most people who play card games know what that is. That's when you pretty much play a card, and your opponent plays a card, and you play a card, and your opponent plays a card, and you go back and forth till somebody stops, and then or until nobody can play any more cards, and then the last card played is the first card to go, and then it goes backwards down to the first card that was played, and then that's how everything chains up. Um, Trigger cards are really good for that because it's what they do. They're triggers. They activate based on an action that's already happened. So they will always technically start a chain. It just depends on what you can do after that. That that'll direct what happens in a chain. And I just realized that I did not do this thing's ability, which is the set phase to draw 2 more cards. which would be a misplay. Again, I did a lot of misplays in this. Um, hmm. Wait, did I attack yet? I don't think I did. I didn't. I didn't attack yet. I didn't. So it wouldn't be a misplay. I could still do it. So I could draw two, no, two more cards. Oh, look at that, another trigger. And a sharp talon. Which actually is really good because I just realized this trigger didn't actually act. Well, obviously this trigger didn't actually activate. There's nothing here. I was just explaining something, and it was just been so long that I forgot. But what you could do is you could put this back face down somehow. Oh, it's not. It's not faced up. It's just revealed to me. How do I conceal it? Uh, face up. Okay, conceal all. There we go. Okay, now we're gonna put this card back up top. We're gonna put this card back up top. There we go. Nope. There, that works. There we go. Okay. Now the thing about gear is that a creature can always use one of every gear. So it can have a trigger, and then it can have an equip that give. Oh my goodness, what is happening with this? It can also have an equip. So I could give this card to the creature as I can give this card to the creature as well, or to Emerald Snatch Harpy as well. I gotta start calling them by their names. It would get a strike gain of 10, and because it is a size 3 to 5, it could target a size 2 or lower rival and then just fell that target, which means to discard it, which is really good. Good removal. So it would remove both a creature and it would remove both a creature and a gear at the same time, which is actually really good because it says rival in one rival within range, so it doesn't have to be the targeted hit. It just has to be a rival within range of two. I do have to refine how range works because I feel like there's a bit of a thing there, but at the same time, mm, well, no, not but at the same time, I can just try and figure out how that works better. Um, but yeah, seeing how these cards actually play together really changed my perspective on how this is. So wait, hold on. I want to make a note of this. So it's at 30. This is 10. So it would be 40. Not bad. Should I make it stronger than? No, I shouldn't make it stronger than that. And then if there was like some kind of power up ability where it was just a regular gear, which I don't think I have. Let me see if I can draw one. Draw. Nope. Okay. Draw. Nope. That's another trigger. Do I have a regular? Let me see. What else do I have in there? Let's see. One, two, three, four. There should be a fifth one. What was the fifth one? Just draw the rest of them. What else was in here? No, that was it. Okay. One, two, three. Oh, the shield. Yeah, okay. But that's also an equip. So they don't actually. Ventus actually does not have generic gear. That is interesting. I didn't realize that. There is no generic gear in Ventus. But I think I did that because of all the triggers, or all the triggers that pretty much just causes its own damage. So it's got pretty much a good form of defense. So I guess that's a good trade-off. But I think I've gone on long enough. It's almost 30 minutes. It's 28 minutes. Um, so this was pretty much just me trying to show how the game works. This was kind of chaotic. Um, it would be better if I had someone to actually play with, which is that's what I'm looking for within like the next. Well, I told myself that I would want to find somebody with Thursday. Yeah, being this Thursday, as in like today, if this video goes up, which it definitely will. It's almost 12 o'clock, so today technically, and then Friday is a Friday is a definite maybe because I'm not completely sure what's going to happen on Friday. Saturday, I have something going on and I will not be home for a long while. Uh, there is the thing of doing it on mobile, but I won't have internet access. I don't have that kind of plan, so I don't know if I'll be able to do it. And Sunday, Sunday is a definite maybe. Sunday is a definite maybe because that's when the test play week, quote unquote week starts, and I absolutely want to do that. So yeah, if you've been lurking around videos and you've been lurking, maybe trying to check out my Discord. All this stuff is prepared for play. The only thing I need to do now is play it and make sure that everything works. So if you have the time, I would really like it if you would like just hit me up in my Discord or up in the YouTube channel and just tell me, hey, I want to try and play this. So how can I get this and that? And I'll tell you how to do that. I'll even if you don't want to be on the Discord, you can just talk to me about getting the nope, that's not it. File open. Don't save. I can't find it. Well, you can even talk to me about getting a deck list that should be somewhere around here. Don't save. But I guess I accidentally exited out of it. But yeah, I also have deck lists that are already downloaded, so you can just upload them and get the cards as they are, and just play it easy as it's intended, and then you can sit there and change the deck around, and have as many cards as you want. Well, not as many as you want. It takes you can only have a maximum of 4 of the same cards within a single deck. So, but yeah, it's been 30 minutes now. I didn't realize it'd be this long. Um, I hope a lot of you watched all the way through. This is because I mean this is the final points before the actual production. Uh, it is 11:29. I am tired. I'm gonna take a rest now, and I will see you tomorrow. I guess, hopefully.